Behind me is the beautiful Lake Powell. Today I'm going to be exploring its shores to see what's really going on out here, because it's been hitting the news that Lake Powell's water levels are shooting straight down and that Glen Canyon Dam is going to lose its ability to produce electricity and shoot water down to Lake Mead pretty soon. So today's video, we're going to check out the dam for ourselves, see some of the cool scenic views, camp its shores to get the full Lake Powell experience. We're going to do a little bit of fishing. So today's video is going to be very interesting. I've never been out here. I'll tell you guys what, first impressions, the views are insane and it should be a great time. Pretty far drive from Vegas, but we finally made it to Lake Powell, out here on the border of Utah and Arizona. I don't know if we're in Utah or Arizona right now because it keeps like jumping back and forth everywhere, but there it is, Lake Powell. I'm not too familiar with how it looks, so I'm excited to get down there and get on the water and check it out. Definitely looks a lot lower than the maps show it would be if it was full. So we're gonna stop into this campground store and registration little shop right here. Use the restrooms. It's a long drive. Maybe check out, see if they have any information for us. Ugly stick. What about this one for you? Look at me. No, twin.
All right, guys, so we are at Lake Powell. We just got the bare essentials from the little camping store they have here, and sure enough, we got War Machine. We got all our camping gear in the back. So when I came in, I was able to use my park pass for being a military veteran, so you're able to do that because it is a federal park. But they did charge $30 for the boat, and that $30 is going to cover 1 week. If you do $60, it covers the whole year, but I don't know if I'm going to come back within, by the end of the year, so I didn't pay for that. If you get pulled over while out there, you have to have this on the boat, so we'll go ahead and throw it on there right now. We don't want no problems. Just leave that in the boat. When we checked in, I asked the guy if you're allowed to camp, like rural camping out there, and you are allowed to, as long as you're not close to inhabited areas. This place is actually a lot cooler than Vegas. Vegas, we left, it was 100 and something degrees, but right now here it's 70. So as you go down, like here it's 73 degrees, Vegas it's 100 degrees. As you go to Havasu, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter all the way down. So of course, going into a new area, we want to make sure we know where we're at. So we're in the Wahweap. A lot of this is already out of the water, so we got to be careful on where we're traveling. Yeah, so we were checking online and they said that Wahweap and another place that's pretty far away from here were the only two places to launch right now. Probably had a lot more launches. A lot of them closed down because the water dropped way too low. So Wahweap is the one. We're going there right now.
So we just left the little boat rentals and shop that they had right there. Now it's time to hit the launch ramp, which is 2 turns away from it. It's Monday, Memorial Day right now, and we actually didn't come this weekend because we knew it was going to be extremely busy. Powell is like a very popular party lake in a way, so we didn't want to get caught up in a ton of traffic.
Man, it's way down there. Let's go look. We're just gonna go explore, and wherever we end up for tonight is where we end up. I'm hoping we can catch fish here. We've never fished here. We don't know anything about this lake, so you guys are coming along to explore it with us. Juju, he always finds a fish anyway. What are you gonna do to find the fish?
We'll probably use the sonar. What's it called? The fish finder? What's it called? You're supposed to say I'll just find them. Yeah, I'll probably just look around, cast around, see what's biting, see where they're at. Yeah. They got like everything in this lake. From what I've seen, it's got a couple more species in Lake Mead, but Lake Powell's got some walleye, crappie, striper, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, catfish, a little bit of everything, so I'm sure we'll find something to catch. If you guys aren't familiar with where we are, we're at Lake Powell, which is the next body of water above Lake Mead. So all the water right here that gets pushed out of Lake Powell all ends up down there in Lake Mead. So that's why it's still part of the same water system, still part of the major drought happening out here on the Colorado River. And the biggest reason we're out here right now is that Lake Powell is hitting record lows right now. So low, in fact, that they're saying that the Glen Canyon Dam is gonna lose its ability to kind of generate electricity, and we're out here to explore it. We told you guys in the last Lake Mead update to get 5,000 likes and we'd be out here. You guys completely smashed that. At last I looked, it was probably like 15,000 likes. We're about to go launch right now on Lake Powell. See what's up. That right there we just drove down is the old boat launch. Completely high and dry. They're not letting anyone use it now. I think they made a separate one over here now. Here we are. We made it to the backup boat launch. This one's the one that they're making everyone use now. Yeah, I've never been here, but it looks pretty low from what I can see. So far on the bright side, it looks like their launch ramp is at least a little bit deeper. They made this one to where it's not as shallow. Like at Lake Mead, we have a really shallow launch ramp where you really got to get way out in the water to launch. This one looks like it's quite a bit deeper than that Lake Mead. I got a question for you since you're the fishing master around here, right? If there was X amount of fish in the lake when it was full, since it's gone down 174 feet, does that mean that there's more fish in less area? So you got a better chance at catching?
No, they probably died, to be honest. They don't got much places to hide and stuff.
That's true, that's true.
Not as much space.
So first impressions here, this launch ramp is a lot deeper than at Lake Mead. Pretty nice. It was a little mission to get down here to the launch ramp, but other than that, the launch ramp itself looks great.
Dang, this is a pretty steep wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. If you get the timing right, you get to get a ride up and down from the top of the hill, because it's a pretty long walk up there. So that's pretty nice that they have this guy going back and forth all day long. But Lake Powell, this place is cool. This red mud right here is pretty amazing. This is gonna be interesting. The water's not as clear as Mead, probably because Memorial Weekend just passed and everybody's making a bunch of wake. All right, so here we go. First time going out on Lake Powell. Water's not as clear. Got everything we need. Sleeping bags, food, bare essentials, we're good to go.
So first impressions out here on Lake Powell is the scenery is amazing. I gotta say, if you guys are a fan of like that red rock look, it reminds me a lot of Sedona, Arizona, but with a lake. You can see really big mountains, really rocky stuff. You got some of like the Arizona look going on, kind of like that iconic Western United States look when you see all the old Western cowboy movies and stuff. Also the water, not quite as clear as Lake Mead. It could be because we just came off of a really busy weekend. Everybody's been stirring up the water and it's raining a little bit. But the mountains around here are a little bit different than they are when you get around Lake Mead. Lake Mead's got more of those really black rocks where you can see that very definitive line of where the water once was. Out here it's a lot harder to see. I just zoomed in on a couple of spots behind me that have kind of like faint water lines of where the water once was. The water today at Lake Powell is over 170 feet lower than full capacity. If you guys aren't familiar, Lake Mead has been in a major drought lately, dropping a lot of water, losing it really fast. Well, Lake Powell is part of the same water system, and all this water you see behind me right here will eventually end up into Lake Mead. So it's part of the same network. Now, Lake Powell right now is only about 23% capacity. And I was hearing rumors that they were starting to panic a little bit because they're saying that the water here at Lake Powell might get so low that the Gun Canyon Dam is going to lose its ability to produce electricity and kind of function like the dam should function. But realistically, when you look at Lake Powell here, the Gun Canyon Dam was only completed in the 1960s. So personally, I think it's kind of hard to judge and understand quite what's happening with the water system here when it's only been dammed for less than 100 years.
All right, guys, they say they're stripers, bass, walleye. What do you think?
I think we're gonna catch a lot.
Stripers?
Feeling good. I don't really want to catch stripers. Catch those a lot. Maybe something else, walleye or something.
So Lake Powell is an extremely popular lake for people to come out here and boat and party a little bit and just have a good time with their family and friends. Because it is, there's tons of boat launches all over the lake here, but the problem is the water has gone so low that out of all the boat launches all around the lake, there's only 2 active ones, and both of them, you could tell you got to drive through a little bit of dirt. They had to kind of figure out how they're gonna get people to launch their boats here at Lake Powell, but most of them are high and dry, just like the one I just filmed right now. And there's ones like that all over this lake, so you're kind of limited on the areas you can go. And this lake is gigantic, so it'd be hard to explore some of the spots. So right now we're headed over the dam. I'm gonna go check it out. After a very narrow and windy boat ride from the boat launch, we have finally made it to the Glen Canyon Dam right here. It's not nearly as big as the Hoover Dam, which I don't think anyone expected it to be. It's a little bit shorter, but this dam right here is currently in a state of emergency. At least from what I've been hearing on the news. The water level's down over 170 feet. You can see where the water level once was, way up there. This one's a lot younger than the Hoover Dam. They started this project in the late 1950s and it was completed in the early 1960s. So, not a very old dam. I guess the Hoover Dam's not much older, you know, 20 or so years older, but you can see the old spillways up there. And it's cool because there's like little parking lots and stuff where people can overlook the dam from above. They actually let you get a lot closer to this dam than they do the Hoover Dam. You can see that little blockade they have so you don't go all the way up to the dam, obviously, but I'm actually surprised how close they let you get to it here. What do you think about it? They do let you get a lot closer. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's see it up close. They're saying that that dam's in danger of no longer being able to generate electricity and do a lot of the stuff it was built to do, but the water is still 344 feet deep right here. So there's still a lot of water left in this lake. What are your thoughts?
I think it looks like a dam. This lake, they were saying, was at the lowest it's been ever, so they released a bunch of water from Flaming Gorge a couple weeks ago because this one was going to be at its lowest. And if you can see up there, there's power lines and everything because this dam actually generates power for the town that's right next to it. This one has to stay operational or people start losing power, so they didn't want it to go down, so they released the dam up north. They released it into here, and now they're kind of holding the water. It's a holding pattern. They're not releasing it to Lake Mead like they normally do because they want this one to generate power. So it's a whole interesting thing. Lake Mead's dropping, this is dropping, the west is losing all its water. We're in a little bit of trouble. We'll see what happens in the future, but as long as it keeps doing this, we'll keep vlogging it for you guys.
You know, one thing I'm noticing right now looking at this dam is they're saying it's getting to a dangerous point with how low it is. If you look at the very bottom, it almost looks like that's where the water is intended to be pulled in from, and it looks like they're halfway dry or so. What do you think? They're starting to show where the water is supposed to go into the dam. So I guess if the water goes too low to where it can no longer fall into those, then that's where they're saying the dam would be in trouble. It'll be interesting. I've been also seeing on the news a lot lately about a super El Nino loading up out there in the Pacific Ocean right now. And if you guys aren't sure what El Ninos are, they're when a major like flood seasons come by. So what I've been hearing is that a super El Nino is loading up and it's going to cause a couple years of really heavy rain. We'll see. The West Coast really needs it right now because we're in some major droughts, as you guys can tell.
As of right now, I think everything is under control, especially if we have the super El Nino coming. When you see me sell my house in Vegas and move out of state, that's probably a sign. It's time to go.
But now it's time to get out and start just driving around. This lake has little fingers and turns and stuff going all over this place. I can see it being very easy to get lost out here if you don't have graphs like we do. So it's time to start exploring. Before we explore that part of Lake Powell, I want to introduce you guys to somebody. This right here is Scooby. So a little while ago he was eating some food and cracked one of his back molars, and that caused his whole face to swell, and we had to take him to the vet, and they actually pulled 6 of his teeth. So it made us start looking into some dogs' dental health. So that's why we decided to go with today's sponsor. It's Better Wild. So what we're using today is Better Wild's dental and multivitamin soft chews. They're veterinarian formulated with natural ingredients to support your dog's teeth, gums, gut health, and overall wellness. Where something like this can help Scooby is they utilize kelp in their formula, and kelp has been clinically proven to help reduce plaque buildup by up to 40%. Not only does it have kelp, it has green tea, cranberry, parsley, and peppermint oil to help reduce plaque and freshen your dog's breath. So if you're interested in getting your dog some Better Wild chews, go to betterwild.com/Sin City Outdoors, or you can scan the QR code for an exclusive Better Wild offer. If you want to save a little bit more money, you could use code Sin City Outdoors at checkout. It stacks on top of the already discounted pricing when you subscribe. This deal only works through my unique link, so make sure to click below. Thank you to Better Wild for sponsoring today's video. Scoobert's happy because he enjoys the chews, and we're happy because he's healthier in the process. So let's get back to Lake Powell. Right here is Antelope Canyon that we're driving through. I think this is a great spot to go ahead and check out how low the water level has gotten. So in this canyon right here, it's very narrow, it's really long, and it's like a popular canyon to kayak and stuff. The water was all the way up there. So I like getting close to these walls because it really puts into perspective, you know, how much the water level has actually gone down. You can look at it from a distance, go, wow, it's dropped a lot, but when you actually stand next to these walls and look straight up, puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, was that shad on the front camera? There's a lot of shad in here. Must be the currents or something.
Probably the deep current. And it's so narrow, they probably don't want you in the way of the boaters. We have just made it to Antelope Canyon out here at Lake Powell. This one I see a lot of people kayak to and boat to because it's pretty popular. The scenery all the way in here was pretty incredible. Not gonna lie, amazing. And it's crazy because the entire way in here, it's pretty much 100, like 70 feet to 100 feet deep, all the way here until all of a sudden it's just land. If you were out here in the early 1950s, this would have just been all land, and there probably must have been a big waterfall that when it would flood would happen right in this area. That's the only way I guess you could explain this happening. And you know, obviously, just like the Grand Canyon, a lot of this is probably caused by erosion from water over time. What do you think, G? Was it pretty cool?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've never been in a something like this.
Man, the one thing is that mud does not smell good. It kind of stinks, doesn't it?
Oh, like sulfur.
Sulfur? Yeah, from the mud. Someone left their shoes back here. So this one right here is a pretty popular hiking spot just because the scenery. It took a little while to get back here from the boat. And if you're kayaking, it would take even longer, I'm assuming. But it's popular because from what I've seen online is you can hike all the way back in here for a very long ways. Back when the water was full, which was way up there, this canyon would have went for a far ways longer.
There's a lot of quagga mussels here. Surprised they don't just move or something. They can't move once they attach?
No. Oh yeah, so just like Lake Mead, out here at Lake Powell, there's a bunch of these quagga and zebra mussels. So that's one way you could tell this was all underwater not too long ago, because they're all over these walls right here.
I just found something incredible. It's very hidden, never seen before. Zoom in right here.
Little duck. Someone wrote on it, declare. I wonder what they're declaring with little duck. Let's put them there. This place is cool right here, but if you're gonna come out and explore this canyon, do not do it when it's raining. I will repeat, do not do it when it's raining. This is a flash flood central right here. What do you think?
Yeah, these narrow canyons like this, if it's raining up above, that water will come down quick.
Really soft sand though. Look at this. This is kind of like that reddish sand. This is the kind of sand that if you own like a lizard, would be perfect for a terrarium. Soft sand like that's a lot more energy to walk through though. Remnants from the last flash flood that went through. The dirt used to be that high. Now it's all the way down there. If you're gonna reach the end of this, you're gonna hike for miles.
Our intent for this video wasn't to go hiking and stuff. If we see a boat, we'll hike to it or something, but look at the thousands of footprints. It's because the canoes and the kayaks park right there. Everybody walks this, they go on a hike and they get all sweaty and then they, you know, canoe back, but
look at
we
this.
don't need to.
Look at this right here. If you guys know what kind of flower this is, comment it down below. It's kind of cool to see the wildflowers out here. Looks like it's starting to die. These ones are getting ready to sprout right here. It's pretty cool.
Is that water right here coming? Yeah, this is very cool. I don't know if I've seen anything like this. You know, when we go down by Willow Beach, there's some narrow spots, but this right here, this is millions and millions of years of just being eaten away by rain.
You know what's crazy too is that canyons like this, there is miles and miles and miles of them all over this lake. Pretty much the entirety of Lake Powell is like this that we're standing in right now. And what's crazy is a lot of people say that this is the Lost National Park.
They said this place was so beautiful that it should have been a national park. We'll pull up some pictures of some other areas we're not going to be able to get to that are very beautiful out here in Lake Powell. Stinks back here.
Stinks back here.
What's it smell like?
Just stinks.
Right here, look.
Yeah.
Juju's caught the first fish of the trip.
3 ouncer.
Trophy. And he was pretty aggressive. Got him. Camera's on. Oh, first one. Largy.
First Lake Powell fish, guys.
Oh, I got a bite.
Beautiful little healthy largy fat boy. There's a lot of shad in this place. This is a place where everybody's canoeing. Why do I keep saying canoeing? Canoes are like old school kayaking. But yeah, beautiful little fish. Very cool. All right, my very first Lake Powell fish. Beautiful bass. Let's let him go. Man, that was cool. Look at the scenery. Can't beat that with the stick.
I mean, we can. That's probably we got. I got fish. Oh, crappie.
No way.
Crappie.
Oh, heck yeah. There's dinner, baby.
I did not expect that. Multi-species day already.
I had just asked somebody if there was crappie in here, and he was like, yeah, they're known to be in here.
He got one. Got him.
Oh, he got one. Crappie? I'll turn you.
Got one. Got one. Oh.
No way.
Ooh.
What
That's
is
something
going
better.
on with the
He's
crappie? Huh?
fighting.
You just slaying them with the little fish.
A lot of fish in here. A little smallmouth.
What a cool place to fish, though. This is awesome. And there's fish everywhere.
They're everywhere. We've already caught, what, 5 probably?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
3 different species, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of little bass.
Nice.
And a lot of little crappie. Like that one.
This one. Oh, got him. Told you.
I thought I had a bite. It was on you.
Got him. There's a ton of fish out here in Powell right now. A lot of small ones, whole lot of smallmouth. And to be honest, he kind of stinks, this little fish. I don't know why. Smells different than our mead fish. Smell this fish. Tell me he don't stink.
Yeah, he does.
He stinks.
Might be the water back here.
Maybe the water back here, but that's a
big carp.
little bit bigger for the trip right here. A little bit bigger for the trip, but it's about to get dark, so we're probably gonna jam on it here in a second, go set up camp. But that one's one of the better ones for a trip, probably 1.5 pounds.
All right, so there it is. Came down Antelope Cove. It's right behind us. We're at the entrance to it now. We went, kind of logged it out, and caught, what do you say, about 30, 40 bass?
Yeah.
There's so many bass. The biggest one was about what, 2 pounds?
2 pounds maybe.
Yeah.
So a lot of little ones back here. I'm sure that there's some bigger ones floating around out here, but just for this being our first evening, never having been on Lake Powell, can't beat it. It was a great time. Literally every single point that had somewhat shallow water in this cove had 3 or 4 fish on it. Nothing big, but still fun to catch them. So now we're gonna go hit the main motor, get out of here to where we saw some people camping, and go set up our camp for the night. Like just wet sand. Oh, that's hard. Well, we found camp. We were driving around for a little bit, and then there's this nice cove. This is nice and blocked from the wind. Should get a little bit windier tomorrow, so last thing we want is for the boat to keep getting smashed up against rocks and stuff. Looks like this is going to be home for the night. Nice and soft spot. We're going to lay our cots out. Beautiful though. It's starting to get dark. It's probably going to be a very dark night tonight with oh, someone's flying a drone. Somebody's flying a drone over there. It's probably going to be very dark tonight with these clouds covering over. I don't think there's much of a moon going to be out tonight too, so. You ready for the real dark night?
Yep, I'm ready.
He's already yawning, he's ready to sleep. Alright, welcome to home sweet home for the night. Very simple. I was gonna say under the stars, but it's not quite under the stars because we got this tarp because it might rain tonight.
Yeah, the rain clouds are coming.
And if it does rain, then I guess we're all gonna jump on one of the cots and go in the middle.
3 cots right there, just under a tarp. All right, so camp is right there, 10 feet away. And right here is the biggest wolf spider I've ever seen in my life. What are we doing here, Jew?
Oh, there's another one right there.
Another one?
Right.
Oh,
Another
man,
one right there.
they're everywhere. This whole place is covered. Step on them. Look at how fast they are. Step on this big one. Right? Look at this guy. God, get. They're just everywhere. Step on that one. Spin it. It's hard to kill him in the sand. Look at, he's still alive. Step on him again. Step on him again. Again. We don't have walls or anything in our tent, and it's all good. We'll be on the cots, so we might need to just take out the nets, sleep in the net so that we don't have an issue.
You get spiders on you?
Well, problem number 1. Gust of wind just came and blew everything over. All right, we fixed it. It was only 10 minutes into the night and it almost blew away. What do they say? Camping is where rich people get to act homeless?
Yep. But we set up this whole thing, makeshift thing, to in case it rained and to keep the wind off of us. And it sucks because all day when we were out there, the wind was going one direction. The second the sun came down, it's been swirling all over the place. So this shade thing will try to blow away from us, and we had to strap it down. So I think we got it pretty strapped down right now. Hopefully it sits while we try to go to sleep, but it's a little bit chilly out here. None of us brought sweaters, and it's funny because being from Lake Mead all the time in southern Nevada, it was probably almost 100 degrees in southern Nevada today, and up here it's like 75 degrees. For some reason in my mind I thought like Lake Powell and Mead were gonna be similar temperature wise, but the terrain up here is different. You're like more in the mountains, it feels like out here at Powell, which is cool. It's nice and cool, but wind's starting to pick up a little bit, so I think we're gonna call it a night. Just lay down and enjoy the night, try to get a couple hours of sleep.
I'm gonna go look around the tent real quick and make sure there's no rattlesnakes, spiders. Yeah, this spot was underwater like not too long ago.
We're gonna wrap up in our fart sacks for the night and chill. So you guys will see us in the morning. Night.
Make sure there's no spiders.
It's time to start exploring. Huh?
That's good. Come on, it's too early to have a camera in my face.
You ready to go check out the rest of the lake, Jude? Do some fishing?
Yep. Yep. Just get on my shirt with yep on it.
What's that?
Yep. Juju, how was your day? Yep. How'd you sleep? Yep. Couldn't we have started a gaming channel?
Like a podcast or something?
Joe Rogan's making millions in a AC room, and we're out here struggling for peanuts.
It was a good thing we set this thing up because it actually rained a good bit last night. Would have been soaked. That would have sucked.
I woke up earlier and these guys weren't ready to get up, so now it's 7 o'clock. And it's bright out here, starting to warm up for 7 o'clock already. We're starting to pack it up, tear it down. We're gonna go explore a little bit more and see what else this day has for us.
We've pretty much packed up camp. We're gonna leave it spotless just like we got here. Clean up anything else we find around the site. One of the things about Lake Powell is that there used to be this little passage that you could go through to get to other parts of the lake. That's completely dry now, so we're gonna go explore kind of around the boat launch area, that big body of water, and I think that's all we're gonna get to explore while we're here. This lake is massive, and it would take
forever to drive all the way around this lake and explore a lot of the more rural spots. So we wouldn't be able to get around to it this trip. We got Juju here cleaning up the last cot of the trip. I saw he was hiding some gummy bears right here somewhere. Oh, see right there. Had his little secret stash. I was eating some gummy bears first thing in the morning. We all slept great. While I was telling Senior he was snoring, he was telling me I was snoring, and I was telling Julian he was snoring. So I guess we're all having a snoring battle last night.
Everybody snoring. It's more party.
Yeah. What are you more excited for right now, the fishing or exploring?
Fishing.
The fishing. It was pretty good here, huh?
Yeah, I like fishing.
Yeah.
Exploring's fun too. I get to come out here and do that also, but yeah, I'm gonna go catch a bass. At least a nice one. We caught like 20-30 bass yesterday, all dinks.
You know, one of my first impressions out here at Lake Powell is the fishing's incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing big, but it is always a great time to come out with people and just catch numbers. There was so many fish.
Oh, he called it. He saw it. Man, these baits fall off easy. That might be why they're on sale, huh?
Yeah, but all the Yamamoto baits do. He uses the same recipe as the Senko, you know?
This is a healthy little guy. You want to keep a bunch of little smallies or no?
No.
Alright, I'll throw them back.
There's so many small ones. Well, you're thinking about having a smallie slate?
Smallest slay limit's 20 here. Are they even gonna jump? I don't think they are.
You got a big one. Oh! Get him, get him, get him, get him! Ooh! There it is, big one of the trip.
Biggest one of the trip right there.
Finally.
Yeah? He's still not even that big. He doesn't hit 3, I think, but he's close. 2.5. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, there's gonna be a big one back there in those weeds, watch. You guys won't believe it.
I don't know how to grab them because I think they got teeth. Yep, they got big teeth.
Can you keep them when
Yeah,
you're done?
unlimited.
We did not think that we were gonna make this happen. Look at this.
Look at that. Dang, look at its teeth.
Holy smokes. We did not think we were gonna get a walleye.
Oh, that's a good one too. I heard that these are some of the best eating fish in the world right here, walleye. Look, I knew they had teeth. I didn't want to lip them.
We're gonna cook it at the house.
Yeah, look at this thing. I saw a bunch of them down there.
That's sweet.
Got a walleye. That's my very first walleye ever right here too. And I always knew they were in Lake Powell, but here we go, we got him. Heck yeah. I'm gonna throw him in there before he stabs me. Sharp everywhere.
Wow.
Wow, I knew I had something. I was like, something's heavy. It's shaking softly, and it was a big walleye.
Well, with teeth like that, he's gonna cut your line.
Yeah, seriously.
Check out the water that's coming out of the mountain. I think that's from the water because it was about 10-20 feet higher. It's just seeping out of the rock. I don't think that's like any natural water falling out or anything. It's been about a week and it's still coming out of the walls. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, I think we're finally gonna call it. We probably caught 50 bass, and 48 of them were smallies and 2 of them were largemouth. So this lake is extremely overpopulated with smallmouth bass. That's why there's a limit of 20, and they don't care what size. They just want you to get them out of here. What ends up happening is when there's too many of one species like bass, they're very aggressive. They tear up all the other fish, so I can see why that limit is the way it is. So we did our duty. I don't know how many we're gonna keep. Probably gonna release a lot of them, but a lot of these guys, they gotta be, they gotta just be taken out of here. So we kept a few. I'm probably gonna take them home and cook them up. We got a crappie in there, and we got some smallies. And yeah, we caught a couple crappie. Got a bunch of smallies. We're probably gonna take them home, cook them up, the bigger ones. I'll probably just take them all. There's too many in here. It messes up the fishery. But here you go, Aiden.
I've never in my life been to a lake where they allow a limit of 20 smallmouth. So that's the only reason we decided to just, everyone that looked halfway meaty,
throw them in the live well. Like Senior was saying, there's an overpopulation problem. They kind of want you to cull some of them. They're stunted. There's a lot of small ones. Every point had 4 or 5 small fish. Couldn't keep them off the hook. So we're gonna bring home a bunch of them. This water's really clean out here, so they should be healthy to eat, and fish always makes a great gift for friends and family. So I'm gonna bleed them really quick, and then we're gonna actually go dock the boat right now and go see some of the scenic views out here that overlook Lake Powell from a higher angle.
I was just gonna say something, but I forgot.
The pole might fall off, the one next to you.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the catch and cook out here. It's just a little bit too windy to get a little fire going, so we decided we're gonna take them home.
Just got off the water out here at Lake Powell, and it's a pretty familiar story having to walk as far as I am right now. The water's way down there. I'm about halfway up. I still got to go all the way up and around this corner, so if you guys are gonna come out, just expect a nice long hike. Today out here, it's a Tuesday, the Tuesday after Memorial Day, so most people are probably working, and it still is pretty busy out here. There's got to be at least 100 to 200 trucks and trailers out here just on one of the open boat launches. So if you plan on coming on a busy weekend, maybe like a holiday weekend or something, it's probably going to be extremely packed out here at Lake Powell.
Looks like we're going to an inspection.
So before you leave Lake Powell, they have to do a mandatory water inspection. Inspect your boat, make sure you don't got any quagga mussels and stuff.
We come from Quagga waters, Lake Mead.
Yeah, dude.
All right, guys.
Little one. This is a little walleye.
Is it a little one?
Yeah, it's a little one. These guys, but for down here, it's probably big. Up north, up in like Canada and way up north, probably Idaho and Washington, they probably get way bigger.
Man, that guy's teeth. Hold them down a little bit. Look at that. A little bit. Yeah, look at. Oh my goodness.
If you come out here and catch one of these guys, the last thing you want to do is try to lip them. Yeah, that'll mess you up.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, now look, they got sharp fins right here that'll cut you, and these are like needles. So these guys are gonna poke you any way they can.
Right, you?
Yep.
Yep.
Just finished cleaning up all the fish we caught. We got quite a bit. Look at all that. A whole bag full of meat. So keep it on ice. That's a lot of fish right there. We actually kept less than a 1-man limit of smallmouth bass. So between us all, we legally could have kept 60 smallmouth. Obviously that's a lot more than we wanted to keep. We kept just enough for family and friends to enjoy and for us to have a good old fish fry one of these days, or just cook fish whenever we feel like having fish. Because the waters out here at Lake Powell are extremely clean, and you don't got to really worry about mercury and pesticides and all that too much out here versus a lot of other places you do.
You don't have to worry about all the runoff from Vegas. The higher up in the system you go, the cleaner the fish are, probably.
Yep.
To be honest.
I guess that's true, because the farther down you go, the more it gets a chance to collect stuff. So up here, it's actually really clean water. And yeah, we got a lot of it now, so gonna have plenty to give to some friends and family and cook up when guests come over and stuff. That's the best part about being an outdoorsman and a conservationist, is getting to harvest your own food and give it to friends and family.
Let's just throw it in the back of the truck. There's space, right?
Yep, plenty of space.
Go ahead and lift up.
Here we go.
All right, let's get out of here.
Hey. That one time you were making fun of me for getting all sunburnt, look at you now.
Yeah, it's all.
Oh man.
Come on now. Dang it.
It's weird because with us we look like we're sunburned, but are usually tan. So Julian looks all burnt up, but you don't usually peel, do you?
Well, I usually wear sunscreen.
Oh, that's true.
This is the one time I didn't, and it hurts.
You asked at noon, should I put on sunscreen? I was like, nah, we're leaving.
He said we're leaving in 10 minutes.
It's
2 o'clock.
So we're driving to go look at the Glen Canyon Dam from above. They got like a sightseeing spot here on the road, after we left the lake, and it's cool because right here we just noticed that's where we slept last night. This is a pretty cool little view of Lake Powell right here. There's some over there? Okay. So we just showed up to the Carl Hayden Visitor Center here that overlooks the Glen Canyon Dam. So we're gonna stop in there and check out kind of what the history is of this place and see if anyone can talk about what's going on, but there's the dam. What's your first thought with it?
Damn. The oldest joke in the book. Here's the reservoir. There's the headwater, the dam. It goes through, turns the turbines, goes to the generator, and the tailwater goes out back to the river on the bottom.
So I can see why they're probably saying that the water's going to get too low to generate electricity, because if it gets below the penstock, then it can't push down to the turbine, huh?
Yeah, theirs is a lot higher than ours.
Yeah, I feel like the Hoover Dam, well, I'm not positive, but...
It's lower, I think.
Oh, well, the Hoover Dam one might be lower. One thing's for sure is the Hoover Dam's turbines are way, way bigger than this. This is tiny. Lake Powell was named after...
John Wesley Powell.
Where do you see that?
He was a major.
Oh, Major John Wesley Powell, who led a scientific exploration parties down the Green and Colorado rivers in 1869 and in 1871 and 1872.
Man, I hate being up this high. It makes me feel tingly down yonder. Juju, if they paid you $50 an hour, which is a lot, would you do this job? You get in that basket and I push you and you go around this building and clean the windows. Could you be able to do that?
Not for 50 an hour. Maybe like 80.
You would have to go all the way around and look at...
I might do it. 50 an hour is a lot.
Hey, zoom in right there with that camera. Look at where the seam where the dam hits the rock. Isn't that weird? How they tuck it in. Well, guys, for those of you that cannot make it to Lake Powell and the Glen Canyon Dam, here it is. It's beautiful. The way the clouds bounce the light down to the red rock and just the water, it's amazing. It really is beautiful.
When you visit spots like this, it's crazy because it's amazing how ingenuitive humans are. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, people are crazy when you're driving down, let's say like Las Vegas Boulevard, and there's people going crazy, partying and all that. And then it's also insane to imagine how ingenuitive at the same time the same human species is, because I'm looking at stuff like this and I have no clue how in the world mankind can create something like this.
And the Nephilim.
The same humans that are eating boogers and eating crayons are creating
Tide
this.
Pods.
Eating Tide Pods.
They grow up one day and they create stuff like this, so
Yep. You
it's
know,
all good.
so far exploring Lake Powell has been quite the experience. It's amazing. A place like this really, I guess in a way humbles you, because it shows you just the whole time we're right there in very steep canyon walls. We're seeing Mother Nature at work in a way what some would say takes millions and millions of years to create big deep canyons like this from water. And now for man to just kind of put a dam on it and make massive lakes for us to get out and enjoy, you know, as a nation, as a world can come out and enjoy this. There's people from all around the world coming out and enjoying this, so it's just a very, very cool experience. And if you guys ever get the chance to come to Lake Powell, I would highly recommend it, because just the surrounding scenery everywhere around here is pretty amazing, to be honest. We're pretty close to the Grand Canyon too, so you can make a really big trip out of it. And if you're not able to come out here and explore this, that's one reason we come out here and film these videos, for you guys to enjoy. I hope we show you guys a new perspective on places that you might never have seen or will never get the chance to see. And 4K cameras will make it feel like you're here with me.
So come join us after this, because I need a big double bacon cheeseburger in my life. It'll be fun. America, look at that. Look at that beautiful flag up there.
This is what we were talking about with how big Lake Powell is. It's not like Mead where you get really big wide sections. Look at all these little fingers that go everywhere. So it is a really big lake, but it just goes for miles and miles of really narrow canyons all over the place. So one cool thing about Powell too is it's the second biggest man-made reservoir in the United States, only behind Lake Mead, which is the first. So it's pretty cool to have it right there.
I said that last time that Lake Mead was the biggest, and somebody in the comments said that there was one in Texas or something, but
No.
we're talking two different things. Yours was, I researched it afterwards. Yours was like mainly 6 to 20 feet, but it had a bigger area. Lake Mead, they were counting the water, the depth
Yeah,
of it. So.
when they count Lake Mead as the biggest one, it's the amount of water it holds.
Oh, these are all national parks, huh? We've been to a few of these. I want to do some stuff like that. I want to go look for old Native American, sites and stuff like that.
It is here.
How far is Horseshoe from here?
It's like probably 10 minutes. Let's see what it looks like now.
Jesus, we don't have to drive over there.
We're keeping it a secret. Look at this, how big Powell is. So we're over here. So you guys just saw this tiny section of the lake today that we were filming. You guys just saw, so we launched right out here. And you guys saw us explore this tiny section of the lake just till Antelope Point. But when you zoom out, look at how big Lake Powell is. And then it goes all the way out here.
So all these little streams and rivers and stuff that connect into this massive water source, it all comes down and it goes to Glen Canyon Dam, which we're looking at. And then they allow water to go down the Colorado River, which ends up on the north side of Lake Mead.
To Lake Mead. Well, east side of Lake Mead.
Yeah.
East side. Oh, here's even better graph.
Oh, topo map.
One of the amazing things about out here is all the deep canyons that are trenched everywhere. It's like Grand Canyon, but everywhere.
Yeah, so we are here right now. When you guys saw us earlier in this video go down a really steep area, it was that little spot right there. That's where we stopped and went hiking. Right, Jeff?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's the construction.
Construction? Yeah, here's the construction of the dam. That's pretty neat. So you guys, you've seen when we show you Lake Mead. Lake Mead was like this dam, but on steroids.
Yeah, the Hoover Dam's quite a bit bigger than this one. What I do like about this dam, though, the spot they built for you to be able to overlook the dam, seems like it's a lot nicer.
Yeah.
It's air conditioned, and
Yeah, this place is nice.
they've actually got a nice visitor center to come out here and look at the dam. The Hoover Dam's hard too, though, because it's so much bigger than this one.
Oh, here's the example right here. Look at this. They're squared away right here. So right here. Is that their Deadpool? No
What's
wonder.
the elevation right now?
No wonder that's their Deadpool spot.
Let's look at what their elevation is right now.
So it goes in, goes down.
Oh,
Look at that. You figure something out. You turn it and that turns the turbine, creates electricity, pushes it up to the city. The rest of the water goes down to Lake Mead.
Just took my inner kid to start spinning things to find out.
An alarm was gonna go off. Do not touch.
The lake went down to 3,525 foot of water level. So Deadpool's gonna be right here. So we're extremely close to Deadpool then, because 3,500, what did I say, 25 I think is the lowest it was. That's literally like here probably. If the water level's only about right here, we're,
That's
dire
close.
straits.
Yeah,
Dire
it's
straits
close.
right now. Very dire straits.
So it got really close. That's why they had the other dam.
So Flaming Gorge, they got so close not too long ago that they were starting to panic. So they dumped a lot of water out of Flaming Gorge just to get it high enough to where it saves them some time to try to create a game plan on how to prevent this from going to Deadpool.
Yeah, maybe they need to drill. Here.
The only
Drill
problem,
across and then.
the only problem is, I wonder is if the water doesn't get enough speed to spin the turbine fast enough. They'd have to put like a jet in it or something.
I'm gonna stick a little hose right here to get water in there.
Pretty neat.
Oh, so those are the big water flows that when they release all the water.
Yeah,
Those are them, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they were a lot higher.
Me too.
They open those every once in a while to really push, because if you look down there, there's sandbars, and the sandbars, they start to slow the water flow down. So when you release all four of them, it pushes those sandbars down and the water can flow better.
Back when the Colorado River wasn't dammed up, you would have seasons of drought where the water wasn't flowing really fast, and then you'd have times when it would flood and water would be flowing really fast. So then those sandbars would naturally be washed away, like Senior was saying. And now, since it's a consistent flow, they don't ever get washed away. So every once in a while, they've got to flood it and try to get them to wash away.
Cool.
Like, there's a bad one right there.
Yeah, that one, that one's bad. When they were building the dam, these are some of the tools they were using. Incredible. Oh, that's John Wesley Powell. That's the man. What do you think, Ju?
That's pretty cool. What is this though? What is this? A ham latte.
Oh, that goes between the horses.
He said a ham latte.
Was there dinosaurs here?
Yep, they're saying you'll find some tracks out here if you hike around enough, just like this one shown.
Oh, that's cool. It's a real dinosaur track cast. Look how big that thing is. Wow. And they do have a really bad quagga problem here. Look at that. That's what your prop looks like if you leave it in too long. That's crazy. Alright guys, so I know these videos get kind of long. So if you're still here, that means you like history, you like more of the informational side of things. Oh, those are cool. Yeah, the red rocks and the very steep walls around here. There's some old Native American things around here. Yeah, that means you're like me, like history, like checking out this stuff, vlogs on all this stuff. It's pretty cool. I love it. So when we came up here, a bus full of I don't know, they appeared to be Chinese pulled up, and there's a lot of visitors from China and all over the world, and you got the beautiful Glen Canyon Dam, but they chose to stand beside the War Machine and they're taking pictures. So they know the deal.
That was funny. They were taking pictures next to our boat. Well, there's people from all around the world that are coming out here. I was hearing people that sounded like from different parts of Europe, Asia, all over the world coming to visit.
Yeah, they were all standing there taking pictures of War Machine. So they know the deal. War Machine's more famous than this dam.
Than the Glen Canyon Dam. We just crossed the bridge that went over the Glen Canyon Dam. It's pretty crazy because you're high up there. I think the one over there at the Hoover Dam's higher, but they don't really let you see over as you're driving, huh?
No. What are you talking to me? I thought you were talking to them. They got really high walls because it's so high up that the wind knocks over big rigs. So they built a really high wall because it'll just knock them all down. It's so windy up there. All right, so we stopped for gas here in Utah. $4.89 a gallon, $132. Yes. So $132 is what it costs. And of course, no receipt. But $132 times 2, and that was with a quarter tank, so $260 it costs just in gas to get here and back. We're going into Horseshoe Bend real quick to go check it out. It's a very infamous spot, and it's saying that we're gonna have to pay $10 to get in. Regular vehicle with motorcycles $5, RVs $10. Look at all the people. Instead of filming my nose hairs, film all the people.
So here at Horseshoe Bend, I've seen pictures of this place for years and years and years, and never really cared to figure out where it was at because I never figured I'd get around to it. But turns out it's right here by Lake Powell, probably 20 minutes away from the dam. So we found ourselves here at Horseshoe. Let's go check it out. It got really windy though.
There's some signs that say it's a little hike to the end, so it says to bring water. I brought a soda and the Crocs, you know, they do the deed. Crocs with socks is a sin, but you know how we do it.
I don't know, I'm a Crocs with socks kind of guy. So. Comment down below, Crocs with socks or without socks? You're no socks?
I'm with socks right now.
Wait, you're usually no socks?
I'll do it both. I usually like the no socks when I'm on the lake, you know, but if it's a little bit colder, I might wear some socks with them.
Or if it's like a longer hike or something?
Yeah. because they'll rub your feet raw.
So it is a pretty good walk. I see a big crowd going all the way over there.
I didn't even know Horseshoe Bend was over here, but it's like, oh yeah, it's right down the road, so let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice little hike.
We see it now. It's down there. It's probably like a quarter-mile hike. Maybe pushing, yeah, probably quarter mile. Half mile. You think half mile pushing? Yeah. Yeah, it's probably half a mile. Quarter to half mile hike down there, but it's all flat and easy. It's just gonna be hot, so prepare for the heat. Look, we're finally making it to Horseshoe Bend here. That was a pretty long hike. What do you say, 20 minutes? 10, 20 minutes?
Oh yeah, pretty long. There's no restrooms down here either.
So you gotta use the restroom before you get down here.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of petroglyphs on that wall over there. See where those little buildings are over there?
Really?
Zoom in on it, yeah.
What building?
See those little white huts over there? Yeah. There's, according to Google Maps, there's a lot of petroglyphs right there.
Look at these dudes.
Oh, 这个位置好。You go on the other side.
So what you're seeing right there with Horseshoe Loop, that water you saw flowing right through there right now is what the original Colorado River would have roughly looked like. There'd be times when it would be drier, where it'd be flooding a little more than it is right there. But we always talk about the Colorado River, and that is more or less what the original Colorado River would have looked like.
I'm not one for rules, and I hate adding new rules, but there needs to be a fence or something. Some people just aren't smart enough to be in an area like this. I saw a lady probably close to 50 years old, an inch away from death. You know, a 3,000 foot drop, and she's right there with her feet dangling on the edge. Like, what are you thinking?
It makes you wonder if some people just don't have that voice in the back of their head that says, I might die if I get to yeah, I might fall. Is the photo worth your life is the only question.
That's the not look both ways before crossing the street syndrome. It's kind of crazy. Me watching them, you know, it brings out the military instructor in me. Get over there! That just drove me crazy.
Yeah, because it's not worth the risk, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And plus there's no saving you. And if it's hot out here and you get a little dizzy spell or something, off you go.
Yeah, but it was a fun trip, guys. If you lasted this long, we really appreciate you guys.
What do you think, Drew?
I think it was cool. The Horseshoe Canyon was pretty cool. I liked it.
What do you think about the whole trip so far?
Oh, it's cool. I liked Lake Powell a lot. The fishing was really good. Thought they got a lot of cool views and stuff, so it was really good.
So out of 10, would you recommend visiting Lake Powell? Out of 10, would you?
I got like an 8.5, 9. It was pretty good. I liked it.
8.5, 9? So if the water was higher, it'd be even higher, huh?
Well, yeah, I've never been here before, so I don't know what the water used to look like, but it looked pretty fine to me, but it's crazy to think it's that far down.
Windy right here. One of the major pluses I gotta give to Lake Powell is they've kept the recreation opportunities open very well at Lake Powell. It's not like Lake Mead, for example, kind of feel like they got blindsided when it first was dropping a lot, so all of our boat launches were in shambles and it was hard to use the lake and have access to it. Lake Powell feels like the opposite and compared to Lake Mead with how low the water is, because boat launches were easy to use, all the buildings were nice and clean, and the facilities were being ran and operated all really well. And I think a lot of that's a result of more visitors. It seems like there's more people visiting and caring about Lake Powell right now.
Thumbs up. It's also a 9 from me too. If you're new to the channel, just know that both of these guys are my sons, and we enjoy coming out here and we enjoy outdoor activities, coming out here, sweating a little bit, being hungry, catching cooks, all that good stuff. So if you lasted this long and you want to support, we got merch down in the description. Thank you to our sponsor, Better Wild. Right now is not an easy time to travel, so I appreciate you guys.
When you're hiking down to Horseshoe Bend, they do have a couple break areas. So if you're getting tired on the hike, you can take a break in the shade. All right, it's a windy one right now, but that's pretty much it for today's video. I gotta say, I can understand now why the new park director out at Lake Mead made it a mission to clean up Lake Mead and try to make it look more presentable to the people that are visiting and stuff, because Lake Mead feels like it's in more of a state of like panic when you're out there, personally. And I think that's how it comes off a lot too, and it's not necessarily the lake's fault. It's kind of just the rocks that are around it and the sheer size of the lake and stuff make it a little bit harder to maintain and probably keep control of, and all the sunken boats and everything. But out here at Lake Powell, what you guys saw, they're in even more of a state of emergency than Lake Mead's even close to. But this might just be a personal opinion of mine. I feel like Lake Powell never was intended to be as important as Lake Mead was. That's why Lake Mead was built first. It's bigger, it holds more water. Powell's just like a secondary one to hold a little bit more water. But Lake Powell, everything felt calm. You know, tourism felt normal. Everything around here feels very calm and normal. When you go to Lake Mead nowadays, I think everybody's recognized the fact that our boat launches are harder to use and stuff. So tourism is down a lot as far as using the water itself goes. Lake Powell, I felt like it was thriving and alive. I did not feel like I was on a lake that's in a state of emergency that it is in.
Something else about Lake Powell, it's like everywhere you look, there was an employee there with, you know, an orange shirt on, telling you where to go. Like, I don't know if it's because of the Memorial Weekend or what, but there's a lot of employees, a lot of help, a lot of information. Lake Mead, you go out there and there's crickets out there. You don't hear anything.
Yeah.
No people, nothing. I'm trying to get my boat inspected. Nobody. So out here, definitely a lot more stuff to do for the tourists, 100%.
If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing, maybe dropping a like and a comment down below of what you want to see us do next. And if you're interested in watching some more Sin City Outdoors, if you haven't caught up on what's happening out at Lake Mead right now, maybe you'll consider watching this one to see what's happening out at Lake Mead, or checking out this one where we checked out Death Valley National Recreation Area when it flooded, which is a very rare occurrence. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you outdoors.